With our theme being masterpiece, you created the most beautiful masterpieces out of wood, out of what was going to be thrown away, and it's powerful. It's a very powerful thing, and I know that you don't want any attention and all of the things, but your testimony and your story has really spoken to me, and I know it will speak to other people. The time, the commitment, the dedication, the love, the intentionality, all of the things that went into every single one of those. And I know that as you were making them, you most likely probably prayed for our ministry and for us as a staff and for all the kids that are going to eventually hold them. And I just want to thank you because I feel it. We really feel it. And so we appreciate it.
Yeah, you just have to take advantage when you can, when you're disabled. And if you feel good enough to do something, you do what you can without drastically hurting yourself. Mm-hmm. Because the next day, if you're disabled, you just might not feel like doing anything.
Yeah.
Well, but on average, about 15 minutes a day for 10 years is what it took to make all the Agape gifts I gave you guys this year through. Mm. But if you did the average for each one with all the steps, resawing, sanding the board smooth, laying out, cutting, and then sanding the finished product, on average, the crosses take 5 minutes. The fish take about 6, maybe 7. Mm-hmm. And then the WWJDs took about 15 minutes each, sometimes a little bit more. I came to mission work later than I would like to admit in life because I was too busy working for a living. And when Ellen started, I thought, I need to do something too. When you think about it, God's given us everything. And when you go to worship, and the offering should be part of the worship, not just because the church needs money to run, but because what you're doing is you are physically giving something back to God in gratitude for all that He's given you. And there's lots of ways you can make offerings. One way is when you pass the plate and you put money in it. But another way is you offer your service. When you join the church, you're asked to support the church with your time and your talent and your treasure and your presence and your prayers. You're supposed to be involved in some way, shape, or form to do something to show God how much you love Him. You do things for each other because you love each other, not because one side or the other is demanding it or any of that stuff. You do it out of love. And that's why we got involved in OMP. And after that first camper, we figured out how it works. That's what got us. And I became disabled, and it took me a while to realize that I can't do things. So I wanted to find something that I could do. And I started out to be woodworking, but I can't make big things because I can't pick up big pieces of wood. But I can pick up little pieces. And I discovered the scroll saw, and I fell in love with it, and that's something I can do. And making these little Agape gifts was just a way of giving back. Because they really won't know where it comes from. They won't really care. If they just know some crazy old man, maybe he's out of scrap wood from OMP, oh, that's cool. But at the same time, something in there clicks. Somebody took the time to do this so I could have this.